just one look, and I felt so hard.
New fruit fragrance and an exotic blend of organic fruit extracts for hair that's naturally beautiful.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
No.
Sex sells. This is a true statement that you've probably heard dozens and dozens of times before. Whether it's a sports drink, a movie, a clothing brand, or a social media platform, companies are able to garner millions upon millions of dollars by following this basic principle in one way or another. But believe it or not, there is something that can sell just as good. Hope. In 2020, New York lottery sales were approximately $9.74 billion. Florida lottery sales were $7.5 billion, and Texas lottery sales $6.7 billion. In 2024, the United States lottery sales in aggregate reached nearly $95 billion. Just for context, $95 billion is enough to fully fund NASA for more than 5 years, or build 950 modern hospitals at nearly $100 million each. All of this revenue generated simply based off the hope from the individual making the purchase that they can win big, despite probability telling us that the chances of winning the jackpot is about 1 in 300 million. You literally have a higher chance of becoming the President of the United States than winning the Mega Millions. The supplement industry in aggregate generates nearly $31 billion a year, with its consumers buying into the hope that these products can slow or reduce aging, make you stronger, more alert, or even less susceptible to diseases. Now, of course, this is hope that's often based on some scientific study and testing, and it goes without saying that many beneficial results come from some supplementation, but many times it's hope nonetheless. But there's one industry that has turned selling hope into almost an art form. An industry which generates billions of dollars a year, comparable to the most successful companies in America. An industry where if you manage to find yourself at the top of the hierarchy, you are not only afforded some of the highest forms of reverence and respect from your subordinates and the general public, but also can find yourself living a life of extreme luxury, complete with the latest and most stylish clothing, traveling via private jet, gigantic mansions, and powerful supercars. Yep, if you happen to find yourself a leader of a megachurch, you pretty much have it made. It is estimated that in the United States, a decent-sized megachurch will make almost $7 million a year on average. You total up every megachurch in the country and you have an industry worth billions and billions of dollars. A megachurch is designated as a church with a congregation of over 2,000 members that can grow to over 5 times that. And their main product, hope, doesn't come cheap.
We propel, birds propel, eagles don't propel. We said, oh God, 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 oh God.
Pain is gone in his chest.
We break it in the name of the Lord.
Oh my goodness! Is that a touchback? Can you even get a touchback?
There will be 50 people give $1,000, and do it right now, or I am finished.
Many of these churches will sell DVDs or charge for streaming of their services. They'll sell self-help books and magazines. They'll even franchise their churches in different areas, providing further streams of revenue. A large chunk of the revenue made by the church, though, comes from donations from those who regularly attend the services. Sometimes, pastors of these megachurches will even do healings and special ceremonies for members, further encouraging those who aren't members to join, and those who are to donate even more. And it's all tax-free, courtesy of the US government. Now, to make this perfectly clear as early on in the video as I can, this analysis is not meant to criticize or judge anyone's beliefs. This video isn't meant to shame anyone who donates money to churches or religious organizations, not at all. There is nothing wrong with being rich and making money. There's nothing wrong to donating money to a cause you believe in. However, it is an undeniably fascinating thing when someone whose life revolves around being a man of God and preaching the gospel has so much disposable income that after a service, they put on their Yeezys, get on a private jet, and fly back to their fully staffed mansion complete with a garage of sports cars, especially when that disposable income is generated through voluntary donations, and what the consumer is receiving in return can be a little suspect at times.
There's 15 devils. Yea, saith the Lord. Yea, saith the Lord. Yea, come out of him, you foul devils.
Which one is it?
This one right here.
Lord, there it is, putting it together right there. Mend this collarbone together in the name of Jesus. Bones, go together. Now move it around. Start moving it around. Start thanking God. Who else in severe pain? You're in severe, I mean, you're just, what kind of pain are you?
A lady named Sandy. You have a growth in your body, in your left breast. Sandy, the Lord is healing you right now. You just felt heat on your body.
And with all of that framework, I think we're finally ready to talk about the star of this video, Pastor David Taylor, aka the Apostle. Pastor David Taylor is an American pastor who is the head of an organization called Joshua Media Ministries International, or JMMI. The description of their organization frames them as a global outreach movement committed to establishing God's kingdom through the proclamation and demonstration of the gospel. David Taylor and the JMMI organization have come under scrutiny more than once due to their treatment of members, some even describing JMMI as a cult. The differences between a cult and a religion are, in reality, much more complex than we will discuss in this video. However, the generalization is that in a religion, there is long-standing, long-held beliefs, and people put their faith and belief in a higher power or overarching ideal or way of life. Whereas in a cult, people put their faith and belief into a person, and perhaps that person claims to be the gateway to a higher power or supreme being, or the keeper of an overarching ideal. Cults also have the reputation of being much more exclusive, manipulative, exploitative, and secretive. But as I said, this is an oversimplification for the sake of quickly understanding the situation. To understand how David Taylor amassed the following that he did, and would allow him to live the lifestyle he does, it might be worth taking a look at his own bio. Here's a snippet of it. In 1989, at the age of 17, David E. Taylor was living a worldly and gangster lifestyle on the streets of Memphis when Jesus Christ first appeared to him in a dream during the Christmas season. This experience changed his life forever. The bio further goes on to state, for 30 years, the global and healing ministry outreach of Jesus Christ through David E. Taylor has resulted in entire drug rings being dismantled, sex slave trafficking being broken, blind eyes opening, deaf ears hearing, the lame walking, and the dead being brought back to life. Now, in this video, I will not get into disputing any of his claims of seeing Jesus in a dream, dismantling portions of the drug trade, or bringing people back to life, literally or metaphorically. You can look into that on your own. I will, however, talk about the one thing that David Taylor certainly accomplished during his time as a minister, undoubtedly, and that is the accumulation of a whole lot of money. From donations received by his congregation, David Taylor was able to live a pretty luxurious life. So luxurious, as a matter of fact, that many suspected he was funneling congregation funds, spending them on personal items, and then claiming those items were needed in order to expand or continue his preaching of the gospel. When confronted about this, his answers and explanations were unsatisfactory at best. In the following deposition, David Taylor was actually being questioned regarding a divorce lawsuit. The parties conducting the deposition, however, would take the opportunity to put pressure on Taylor, who was suspected of misusing congregation funds. And his response to the questions would not only prove to be ludicrous and comical, but also enable viewers to put themselves in the perspective of a member of his congregation who donated money with the intention of helping spread the good word, but actually those donations were being used for something else entirely.
Okay. Who lives with you at 2008 Victory Lane.
No one.
No one lives with you there?
No, other than my son.
Well,
and
I mean, he
my dad.
counts.
Okay.
Swing and a miss right
Whoever
off
the
the
human
bat for
being is.
David here.
My son,
And who's your son?
Joshua Taylor.
And what's his date of birth?
The 12th, 21st, and it's 2000.
What did you say?
And
1999, I'm sorry.
and who is his mother?
Tabitha Taylor.
Now you have older children, is that right?
No.
This
yeah, my
Whoopsie.
daughter, Destiny Taylor. Yeah.
And her mother is Tabitha.
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes or no.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You indicated that when you were in St. Louis, you sleep at two houses, two different places. One is the Victory Lane that you rent. That's a rental.
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And one was where JMMI rents at, and I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of the street, Timpage?
Yeah, Timpage.
Timpage?
Mm-hmm.
How much time do you spend at one versus the other?
I'm not sure. I know that we just, the ministry just acquired that ministry residence now a little over a year. And so we were preparing things over there. So I spent more time this past little year of helping that. But the majority of my time usually is at the apartment, which is my main residence. That's my residence.
As the deposition moves forward, you'll notice a concerted effort from Taylor to attempt to distinguish properties, items, and expenses as belonging to the ministry, and separate, much lesser things that belong to him. It's fairly clear that he's trying to make it seem as if the expenses incurred to live a life of luxury are all for the sake of expanding JMMI and not for personal gain. His justification of using resources to expand the ministry will grow more and more fanciful as the deposition goes on.
So you're saying that the Timpage house, what do you call that within JMMI? How do you?
A ministry residence, residential center.
Okay, residential center?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what do you, and you purchase this?
Yes. Mm-hmm. The ministry. The ministry.
Whoopsie.
The ministry.
Right.
The ministry.
And you use that as a residential center?
Yes.
And so when you're saying you had to fix it up, what were you doing to it?
Well, I mean, moving in and that kind of thing.
Moving what in?
Just possessions of the ministry, stuff like that. Then when you move in a new place, you take things in.
What?
Do people sleep there?
What did you say?
Not necessarily on a regular basis. If I have guests who may come out of town, they may come and I may take them over there.
For staff?
Yeah, for staff. Mm-hmm.
Do you consider Debbie Frazier staff?
Yes, she has been on the staff in our ministry.
What is her title?
There is no title. We don't give titles to.
She doesn't have any kind of reference to what her, what's her job description?
She's basically a volunteer staff like most of the other people, and they help in any area where they can, where they are asked. So there's no title.
No, I'm not really talking about services, because that's really what once
Well, that's
a
the
month.
time that I see, because I'm basically in most of the time and out.
All right. Can you give an estimate as to the number of times you have seen, or not ushering, but personally seen or interacted with Debbie Frazier?
I don't understand how to share this with you other than that I have one point person who administrates the staff or the volunteer group of people, and they give out the orders. And she has a staff conference call every Tuesday.
So you don't have any contact with any other staff to delegate responsibilities or jobs?
Well, that was the point of making her the executive, to take on all that for me.
So you don't have contact with other staff?
Oh, it's not that I don't have contact. I don't think it's the kind of contact you were referring to.
Well, differentiate then for me.
Well, the kind of contact I think you're referring to is if I'm sitting with them, giving them orders like that, and I don't actually, because I'm so busy, honestly, and tired a lot of times. So this is why I hired Michelle to come in and to be the executive, and I trained her so she could talk
What
to
are
the other
you,
people.
you said you're so busy. What are you so busy with?
Traveling, itinerary,
What do you mean?
ministering, traveling different places, preaching the gospel.
Can you tell me places you traveled last year?
So many places. I don't remember all of them, but these are just some of the places.
And which one did Debbie go on?
Korea.
And when there are these trips, who pays their way?
Normally, our ministry take care of it, but that's for the administrative. But people who want to volunteer and go, they pay their own way.
So Debbie paid her own way.
I think so, yeah.
So when you're in these stateside locations, do you rent or lease out a church to preach out of?
No, I'm invited by leaders in different cities and countries.
You've probably listened to enough of David Taylor speaking to notice something very obvious. The man talks very softly, almost whispering at times. There are a number of reasons an individual would speak this softly. Perhaps there's something wrong with his voice or his vocal cords. Perhaps it is simply the way he has been accustomed to speaking throughout his life. There is another explanation, however. A quiet, almost whisper-like voice can aid in making someone look more meek, more timid, more humble, and less threatening. But there is even another explanation. David Taylor regularly has hundreds of people hanging on his every word during his sermons. It is a misconception that the only way to command the attention of a large or small group of people is by speaking very loud or yelling. An individual could also command attention by speaking very soft, forcing those around them to listen closely and pay extra attention to what they're saying in order to hear them. This, however, is a much more manipulative and calculated reason.
So when you go there, do they pay your way?
Yes, well, I pay my own way to get over there, but they support the ministry.
What does that mean, they support the ministry?
They give finances or whatever else support that we need, the place to stay, hotels.
So they pay for that?
We actually pay for it ourselves, but they reimburse. Or they'll give a donation that will cover that expense for us.
Okay, so Koreans donate to ministry. You have to answer it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, so when you're stateside, for example, in Florida or West Palm Beach, are you saying you're just a guest preacher?
Yes.
And is the goal to get donations?
No, it's to preach the gospel, actually.
Do you ask for donations there?
Yes, we have before.
And do you receive cash from these areas?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you name one church you went to in West Palm Beach?
I know, I don't remember the name of the church, but the pastor I do, Pastor Ardrick, and I can't remember the name of his church.
And do you own this house?
No, we're leasing it.
You lease. And what happens at this house? What's its purpose?
Well, I think I shared last time, it's a place where I allow those who may be volunteering and they come to the city to want to work for the ministry, one of our startup places. until we build the facilities that we are saving money for.
What do you mean startup?
Well, like, you know, a small business starting garages, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you hold meetings here?
No. Mm-mm. Like a small business, you know, like a small business that Americans do. They start up in a garage.
I know you keep saying that, but what is it that happens in there? Is it's work?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
It's volunteer work. Yeah, you could say that.
All right, so it's like an office.
Almost, yeah, like a startup. It's the same thing of a small American company.
Okay, I'm not interested in small
American
I'm
just telling you, yes.
We have to not talk at the same time.
Okay.
Does JMMI pay any of your auto expenses?
Yes.
And how much?
Auto expenses, I wouldn't know exactly how much.
You don't know how much you get?
No.
Who would know?
The board takes care of that.
Who's the board?
You can ask Michelle. She's another person to refer to.
If there was one phrase or type of phrase that could characterize a majority of the deposition, that would be, "I don't know," or some amalgam of it. David Taylor will frequently deny knowing anything about a majority of JMMI properties, JMMI staff or volunteers, and JMMI funds and what they're allocated for, claiming his main focus is not to understand the inner workings of his own organization, but rather to preach the gospel. He is possibly acting under the belief that if he simply denies knowledge of what's going on, he could escape the scrutiny of misusing funds. But some of the things he claims to have no knowledge about are unlikely to say the least, and downright lies to say the most. We're going to skip ahead again, now to a point in the deposition where David is being asked about why he filed for bankruptcy and certain debts he incurred which forced him into bankruptcy. And how much of it do you think he remembers?
Because I filed bankruptcy, I think, in...
Personally?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
when did you personally file bankruptcy?
I think that was in... I don't know the exact year, but I know we were having proceedings around that.
Well, approximately. I understand you don't know exactly.
Maybe 05, 06.
Why did you file bankruptcy then?
Because of the ratio to debt.
What kind of debt did you have at the time?
I didn't catch that.
Debt did I have?
I swear I can't hear him at all.
It's not something I remember in detail. I can't remember.
And at that time it was Resurrection Media Ministries?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And when did that name come into play?
That came in 1995. I think it was legally filed
and why?
We just wanted to start a new name.
Were there debts against this ministry?
Yeah, there were some debts.
So, as a nonprofit organization, a megachurch would still be eligible to file for bankruptcy under Chapter 11, which would allow them to reorganize their finances and get a little breathing room, or file for bankruptcy under Chapter 7, where there would be a full liquidation of the company. David says that around this time, early 2000s, the megachurch changed its name from Resurrection Media Ministries to JMMI, Joshua Media Ministries International. Now, a few things to note here, especially going forward, since the interviewer presses David on the reason for the name change as it relates to debts against the church. Filing bankruptcy under Chapter 11 would not completely absolve the church of debt. There would still be remaining debt that remains that isn't covered by the Chapter 11 bankruptcy, including the purchasing of luxury goods or services incurred shortly before the bankruptcy took place. In the same vein, changing the name of the church wouldn't do anything, because legally it's still the same entity, just under a different title. So even after changing the name, they would still have the same debts, unless they dissolve the whole corporation, form a new one, like, let's just say, JMMI, and move all their assets to that new corporation and just say it was a name change. That would be grounds for creditors and even the Attorney General to take them to court. So let's just hope that isn't what JMMI did.
So did you, in essence, just abandon that name and ministry?
I don't know what you mean by abandoned.
No longer called yourself that? No longer participated under that label?
Right.
And you believe, that there were debts associated with that?
Yeah, there was some.
Was that part of your reasoning in changing the name?
No, I don't think that was the reason, no.
Who else was part of the decision to change the name from Resurrection to JMMI?
No one but me.
Just you? And so why did you do that?
I wanted to start under a new name.
Why?
I just felt we needed to start under a new name.
You had criminal charges filed against you in Clay Circuit Court in 2007. What was that about?
I don't know. I don't remember no criminal charges against me.
You don't remember any criminal charges in Clay Circuit Court?
No.
While David may not remember being in court for criminal charges, the court and the internet both have long memories. And with a quick search, you can find all the details about his 2005 court case. The highlights being the possession of a firearm, possession of marijuana and cocaine with intent to distribute, and using and carrying a firearm relating to a drug trafficking offense. Sounds like a pretty wild evening. I can totally see why he can't remember it. As a side note, he was also in court in 1997 for robbing a supermarket in West Virginia. And, as he'll disclose in a minute, he was also taken to court in 2013 for accusations of child abuse after some felt the methods he used to discipline his daughter were too harsh.
Did you ever hire pardon me?
Go on.
Did you ever hire an attorney to represent you in any criminal defense manner?
Yes, I have. And that was the only thing I could think of in 13 is me, when I disciplined my child, and that was the only thing. So
Right, that's the only thing. Right, no big deal.
Anything other than that.
Tell me about that one. Was that in St. Louis?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And which child was that?
That was last year, I think, or the year before last, if I'm not 13. So,
which child?
Destiny.
Your 18-year-old daughter?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And was this done through Children's Protective Services?
I think so, yeah.
And what were the allegations?
Well, that I had disciplined her because she skipped class 20 times, and they felt my discipline measure of using a belt was abusive.
All right, so you used a belt in disciplining Destiny?
I don't know if I could speak on that.
Let me ask you, did this rise to the level of court intervention by the local court in St. Louis that does...
Don't speculate if you don't know.
Please don't testify for him.
We'll move on now from this section about his lawsuits. As far as this video is concerned, this has done its job in establishing the kind of person the Apostle David Taylor is.
In April of 2014, you wrote a check for $3,000 and another one for $382 to the Marks Law Firm.
Mark.
Which is a St. Louis law firm specializing in divorce cases.
Okay.
So is it his last name is Marks?
Okay, yeah, that probably was. Jonathan Marks. Yes, that's his name now. Good. Exactly.
And you retained him. Mm-hmm. And JMMI wrote the check.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I can show it to you because it's part of the discovery. So why would JMMI be paying for your personal legal fees?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, you can ask Michelle. The financial board knows all the IRS laws, and they know what could be done and not be done. So
they know the, what did you say?
The IRS laws.
IRS laws? Is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah.
So Michelle knows the IRS laws?
Well, we have a firm who knows all of that, but it'd be better to ask her because I don't.
What firm are you talking about?
I don't know yet.
So you wrote the checks to Mark's law firm, signed the check from a JMMI expense account.
Yeah, I think I signed the checks, but like I say, Michelle would know better what these went for.
You don't know what they went for?
No, I mean, well, I see what they went for, but like I say, it would be better to ask her because I don't know. I have checks signed so they can deal with business or whatever, so I don't know how they're all allocating everything, so it'll be better to ask her on
But you
this.
acknowledge that you signed this check to Mark?
Yes.
From an expense account of JMMI?
Yes.
So here, David is being called out for using the JMMI church account to hold a lawyer on retainer for personal matters. This comes up quite a bit, so it's worth it to discuss why you can't do this besides the obvious fact that it's morally wrong. First of all, churches are under a 501c3 designation, meaning that the IRS views them as tax exempt. This designation applies to literary organizations, charity organizations, and religious organizations, among others. This designation specifically prohibits the net earnings from these tax-exempt organizations from benefiting one individual person, and for good reason. An individual using church funds for personal use can be considered private inurement, which is where the insider in the organization, in this case the church, receives unfair benefit from the organization's income or assets, like using church funds to keep a personal divorce lawyer on retainer. Another reason why this is a no-go is because when someone takes money from the organization for personal matters, that money is now considered taxable income. If it isn't reported, this could lead to tax fraud or even embezzlement charges. This is especially true if there's no plan to reimburse the expense incurred back to the church, which seems to be the case here. We will look at some more examples of how David Taylor uses congregation funds a little bit later.
In September.
I don't know.
You have no idea.
Man, this guy really doesn't remember a single thing, does he? Oh, sorry, the video's still playing.
I don't know.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
I mean, any checks that go out that me or my board can sign, then I'm not always notified on every intricate detail of where the check is going. I have trusted people who make sure that.
Who has
it's used right.
signatory power on the check?
I know I'm one of them. I don't know everybody. You do.
Ready?
Yes.
All right, we were talking about Miracles in America. So explain to me what that is.
It's a ministry outreach of that minister to hurting people.
What do you mean hurting people?
Sick people, people on drugs, or any kind of form of hurt, emotional, mental, physical.
So what does the ministry do?
Pray for people, feed the poor.
Where do you feed the poor?
Well, we was doing it out of the building in Taylor up until last year.
Till?
The beginning part of last year.
Till early 2014?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And why did it stop?
It's just that we needed a new structure of people to run that part because the people who we had running it left and went to another place.
So does Miracles in America, is that a separate banking account?
Miracles in America?
Right.
I don't know. I don't understand.
You don't understand?
Well, I mean, I don't understand the
Doesn't
question.
understand the question. My guy, does Miracles in America have a separate banking account from JMMI? She's not asking you to do calculus.
I know of. I mean, you probably need to ask Michelle. She would know.
So when you say it's a crusade, tell me what a crusade is.
It's just a campaign.
What does a campaign mean?
Campaign is a purposeful ministry endeavor to achieve a specific objective.
So is it a request for money?
No, it's not. That's not what the campaign is for. The campaign is to help hurting people.
So what do you do to help hurting people?
Well, we pray for the sick. When
you say we, who are you talking about?
Well, the whole organization.
So do you ask for donations to help?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Donations that's normal in a charity.
So is it a request for money?
No, it's not. That's not what the campaign is for.
So do you ask for donations to help?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Donations that's normal in a charity.
So you ask for donations, and then you pray for these people that you think are hurting.
No, that ain't how we do it.
Okay, well tell me, I'm trying to figure this out.
Well, I mean, our objective is to help hurting people, and in the process, you know, when most of that's finished, we give people our opportunity to donate to the ministry.
You mean when it's
like every other ministry does in church.
Okay, but what do you mean when it's finished?
Well,
I don't understand this, so you're going to have to explain it. You say when it's finished, then we give them an opportunity to donate.
Yeah, when we finish helping them or whatever, we give people opportunity to give and donate it to the ministry.
So that's not run by JMMI.
Actually, no, it's a separate entity. It's run by KFC.
What's KFC?
Kingdom Family Church.
Okay,
acronym.
so they are separate unto themselves.
Yes, they are just a part of the movement, you know.
I don't know.
Okay, well, JMMI is a movement. It's a global movement, and there are a lot of churches who are part of, around the world, is a part of what we do. And they're one of the churches that do. They happen to be leasing the building from us.
All right, so when you say that there is a drug rehab component, you're referring to that's Kingdom Family Church. That's not JMMI.
Well, no, that's not Kingdom Family Church. That is JMMI.
So
we just have somebody from KFC who's a minister that we allow to run that.
Are you on the board of Kingdom Family Church?
Yes.
In what capacity?
I don't know. I know I'm on the board, but I don't know what official title that you would say.
So you're saying that the drug rehab ministry that runs out of the Taylor building is JMMI and not KFC?
Right.
Okay, well, that was painful. Let's skip ahead again.
All right, so when you say miracles in America, you've claimed that you can cure cancer?
No, I've never claimed I could cure cancer.
I didn't catch that.
Have you brought people up to the front when you're preaching and laid your hands on them and,
yes.
and cured them?
The Lord does it through me. It's not me
Okay,
doing
so
this.
the Lord does it through you.
Right.
So has the Lord ever, through you, cured cancer?
Yes.
Yes.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And how many times do you think that's happened?
I don't know. I don't have a count.
So procedurally, let me see. So would the scenario be that you bring people up that you say are sick in some, or hurting in some fashion, and you lay your hands on them, and through the Lord, they're cured, and that's when you ask them to make contributions because you've helped them?
No.
Okay,
That's not
explain
how
it
that
to me
happens.
then.
Well, I mean, there are people who come that are sick, and they all know basically what I say, that I'm not the one who has the power to cure you. God do. But as ministers, He's given us the obligation and responsibility to pray for the sick, to see them healed, that they may be healed. And I can't say if they completely will be or not. I'm not the one who makes the decision. God does, or whatever. But I do my job to pray for them, and as a result of doing that, basically, there are some that are healed, some that are not. So.
What other kinds of ailments are healed? Are there people that come up on crutches and are able to walk away?
Yeah.
Right.
People that come up in wheelchairs and are able to get up and walk?
Right.
And do you know these people before they come up and approach you?
No.
Anybody at JMMI know them?
Not that I know of, no.
So you're saying that of all the ministries in the world, you've been selected to lay your hands on these folks and to cure them of their physical ailments through God?
Oh, Catholic people lay hands on sick people.
They do not say that they have cured them, though.
Oh, no. I mean, they pray. I didn't say I cure them. I say I pray for them.
You say that the Lord does it through you. That's what you said.
Yeah, he does it through others too, not just me.
Can you name some other people that have done
Catholics do it.
Catholics don't.
They do.
I'm Catholic. Doesn't happen.
No, you're a certain part of a certain Catholic. There are Catholics who do that.
Who believe that they can cure physical illnesses by laying their hands on them?
No.
Through God?
Yeah, you're misquoting that again. They're not saying that they can do it, but they believe in prayer. They believe in prayer.
Okay, so are you saying that all you do is pray and that these people end up being cured?
Some of them, yeah.
Can you give me some people that have been?
I can't.
And so then after you've cured, is that what you're referring to, the Miracles in America? Is that part where you bring them up and lay your hands on them and pray? That's the miracles part? Okay,
yes.
That's the campaign? And then you were, and then you say if you've been cured, you should donate.
No.
Or consider donating.
No.
No? I thought you said after the people that you've
healing
helped.
is not a part of any money donation.
Oh man, this is painful to listen to.
The donation and financial part is more of me asking for support to continue these kind of meetings to get broader and reach more people.
I thought you had said that after these people have been helped, that after you've...
I was just stating the succession or whatever. It has nothing to do with the way you're trying to word that, about this
feel
connection.
free to reword it. I'm just trying to...
Well, yeah, I'm just...
answer the question. You don't have to paraphrase for anybody.
Okay, yeah. I'm just saying that's what happens.
There has been some talk among your ministry that you're able to cure AIDS. Is that something you, not you personally, but through the Lord? Have you ever been able to cure AIDS through the Lord?
Yes.
You have? And when did that happen?
You can hear the sarcasm in her voice.
It's just happened at different times over the years.
Do you have any proof?
It was verified by doctors, yeah.
Okay, we're going to skip ahead once again to another very interesting claim by David.
Do you claim to be a prophet?
Yeah, that's one of my calls.
One of
my calls, yeah.
Calls? What does that mean? What does it mean to be a prophet?
Just a spokesperson for God, a messenger.
So you believe you have direct communication with God?
Yes.
And you said, and this is a quote, "It was shown to me that the Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl." End of quote. Then you went on to say, quote, "I understand by the Spirit the interpretation of these dreams, and I know them to be true." End of quote. And then further went on to say, as a quote, "The Holy Spirit has borne witness to me that the Broncos are going to win." End of quote. Did the Broncos win?
No.
Well, that seems like good a place as any to stop. The rest of this deposition is a mosh of David trying to justify his dreams, qualify instances where he was incorrect, sidestep questions about the use of donations given to the church, telling the interviewer to ask Michelle, and overall not remembering anything. Now, what we just watched was part of a deposition from February of 2015. I don't intend on making you all suffer through the entirety of the multiple-day deposition. However, a few months prior to this, there was another deposition in November of 2014. We won't watch it in its entirety, but we will look at some interesting clips from both that deposition and the 2015 deposition that highlight how the Apostle David Taylor seems to be utilizing congregation funds. And this should complete the picture for us.
In June of 2013, there's over $6,000 worth of charges for the Disney Resort Hotel in Anaheim, California. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And did you go?
Yes, I was there.
And who were you with?
I know it was 4 staff. I can't remember exactly who all went, but we were down there in Orlando for a meeting, and then we also went for vacation, yes.
To Disneyland?
Yes.
And the JMMI paid for that?
Yes.
And so do you report that on your income when you get paid for vacation?
I don't know. I'm not into the legal part. I have people take care of that for me.
Okay, so he used JMMI funds to pay for a Disneyland vacation. Not the best look, but what else did he use JMMI funds for?
On November 29th, 2013, JMMI paid over $6,000 to Louis Vuitton.
Hmm? Yes.
What would that be for?
Well, this is for clothes concerning my TV ministry as well.
Or you have to wear Louis Vuitton?
Oh, it don't matter what name it is. The point is clothing are allocated to us for ministry purposes as well.
What do you mean they're allocated to you?
You know, in a media ministry.
In a what?
Media ministry.
Yeah.
Okay, or on the road, when I'm always traveling and using my clothes, I'm sweating through them. So I'm needing new clothes also for television ministry through the years. So.
And so you use ministry money to buy your wardrobe?
Outfit.
It's
It's allocated more towards ministry apparel.
Does that go into what your income is?
I'm sorry.
Do you show that in your income that you got Louis Vuitton clothing?
No, that's not. That
doesn't show.
Because it don't go there.
It don't go there. I don't know
No.
what that means.
It don't belong there. That's out of place.
What's out of place?
You don't get taxed on things like that.
So he's also using ministry funds to buy Louis Vuitton clothing, but he needs that stuff, right? It's for his TV ministry, right? Let's look at one more clip.
All right, so what is this residential center?
Oh, this is a place that the ministry owns. Well, not own. We're in the process of buying that. Yeah, we don't own it yet.
So are you renting to buy, or are you?
Yeah, we're leasing to buy.
You have that as an asset of $2,844,500. So do you own it?
I just answered that, didn't I? I said we didn't own it.
Okay, but where does the? I'm sorry.
We're leasing to buy it. Did you? I thought we just said that.
All right, but you have listed it as an asset worth $2,844,000.
Oh, that should be more of a liability.
All right, so where does the number $2,844,000 come from on your asset and liability?
That's, I guess, the appraisal value of the home or the residential center. Yeah.
Is it a home?
No, it's a residential center. We use it.
All right, so you're saying it's not something you own, but you have it listed as an asset of $2.8 million.
That's probably a mistake. Like I say, it probably should be a liability.
Who prepares this? This document called balance sheet.
I don't know.
All right, so I think we made the point pretty clear. This is someone who amassed supporters and congregants based entirely off the premise of hope. The hope that he really was chosen by God. The hope that he could cure their illnesses. The hope that he was looking out for their best interests. And given what we just observed and his responses when under scrutiny, it's probably an understatement to say that that investment of hope and money was misplaced. According to the IRS Form 990, which helps the IRS gather information about tax-exempt organizations, in 2015, Joshua Media Ministries International made around $1.8 million in revenue. In 2017, the last available year that financial information was made available, JMMI reported revenue of over $4 million. That is certainly quite a number of prayers. And if you're interested, the infamous Michelle Brannon, who is referenced probably over 100 times in this deposition, was also deposed herself, and her deposition is just as difficult to listen to. We're not going to go into her deposition in detail here, but if you're interested, be sure to check it out yourself.
Come on. But too many times people take that and be like, okay, they earn money. I got a living. I got to pay these bills. No, you got to pay God.
Amen.
You got to pay Him first, because seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and then everything will be added unto you. You must put God first in your tithes and offerings.
Yes.
If you feel uncomfortable, I'm sorry, I don't care. You better shake that devil loose, and you better put something down in the offering, because it's for you, not for us. It's for you. We all go and we can't wait to put our money down because we know we've seen it manifested. Pressed down, shaken together, runneth over. And the word also says, believe in a prophet and so shall ye prosper.
Yes.
Okay, Apostle is the prophet of this house, not only this house, but a patriarchal father and a prophet of this generation. He is a face-to-face prophet.
Now, of course, David Taylor isn't the only charlatan to con people out of their hard-earned money with the prosperity gospel grift. In fact, there is a laundry list of corrupt, faith-based organizations that prey on hope-deprived individuals to squeeze every last dollar out of them. One of the more popular over the past decade being Kenneth Copeland, a televangelist who is constantly milking his audience for every penny he can on the hope that they'll get financial, physical, and spiritual blessings in return. In reality, he does it to fund his multiple private jets, luxury cars, and properties, including a lakeside mansion in Texas that is worth several $1 million. When he was asked why he needs private jets, he responded by saying that commercial planes are full of demons. So how does this honorable man of God react when confronted about his life of luxury on the backs of his congregants? If you've seen the video I'm about to show you, it's always worth a second watch. If you have never seen this video before, buckle up, because this is some crazy shit.
How are you, sir? We'd just like to ask you about why you don't want to fly commercial. Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second. Of course. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really the main.
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
Certainly. Well, if you'd like to come out here, I'd like to give you a chance to catch your breath and have a conversation. We don't want to catch you off guard.
I love Inside Edition. You got to get this now. Hey, you listening to me? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah. Now, thank you, Lord. Help me. Let me pray this thing.
Well, let me just ask you a really simple question. A lot of people think it's unbecoming for a preacher to live a life of luxury and to fly around in private jets. What's your response to that?
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. We have brought over 100, let's see, the latest figures just came out, 122 million people to the Lord Jesus Christ. Let me give you another example. Last May, I was scheduled for Lagos, Nigeria. That's a long ways. I had a week off, and I was scheduled for Peru. And I prayed about it, and I thought, I'm not missing that dedication in Jerusalem. Without the airplane that we have, that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I didn't pay anywhere. And Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
Well, my question then, okay, all right, but I want to get to the demons because people are very concerned about that comment.
Give me a chance here, Inside Edition. Okay. I love your eyes. And here's what happened. We flew in 21 days, 70 hours, 40,000 miles, touched 5 continents, and preached face-to-face personally with 125,000 people.
Do you ever use your private jets to go visit your vacation homes, for example?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Again, getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
Okay, so a totally normal reaction there. So the final question is why? Why do people finance the life of luxury of these televangelists who clearly only care about themselves? What could possibly possess someone to give their hard-earned dollars to someone like David Taylor or Kenneth Copeland? Well, there are a number of factors, and exploring them might shed some light on why some people will voluntarily be exploited. Many people who donate to a megachurch feel like they owe them in some way. Like when they give, they're not necessarily giving to the person on stage holding the microphone, but that they're giving to a higher power. Another manipulation tactic used by televangelists is the idea that if you don't regularly donate, and regularly donate a significant amount, you won't be blessed. Your plans won't succeed. Maybe you'll be in line for damnation. But if you do donate, well, the sun will shine on your face for all eternity. Nothing in your life will ever go wrong, and all your farts will smell like freshly baked chocolate chip cookies for the rest of your days. Megachurches are also good at turning congregants against each other in a race to see who can donate the most. If you don't give, you risk being gossiped about by other members. In some cases, donations are even made public, which can be seen as embarrassing if you find yourself on the lower end. A more straightforward way megachurches siphon donations from members is by deceptive fundraising tactics. For instance, a leader might say something like, "God told me we need to raise $100,000 by next month or souls will be lost," or claiming that they're donating to a specific person or cause when in reality all the money is going right into their pocket. These are just a few of the tactics used to separate people from their money. And although I'm assuming if you're watching this video you can pretty easily see through a lot of these schemes, there are many honest, decent, and hardworking people out there who can and will be fooled by these tactics in one way or another. But at the very least, if you're aware of them, you can prevent yourself or someone you care about from getting scammed like this. So to cap off this video, let's see what the Apostle David Taylor and his lackeys are up to today.
Investigators are calling it a multi-million-dollar conspiracy led by David Taylor. He was arrested in North Carolina while Michelle Brannon was arrested at a home in the affluent Avila neighborhood of Tampa. Fox 13's Genevieve Curtis joins us in the newsroom after spending hours combing through the indictment outlining the scheme. Genevieve, what did you find?
Yeah, well, Haley, in the 23-page indictment, it is pretty clear that David Taylor, who calls himself an apostle, and his right hand, Michelle Brannon, are accused of running a modern-day slavery ring across 4 states for 10 years, forcing people to work without pay with severe consequences if they didn't, all while funding an extravagant lifestyle.
Some things never change. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so I know you want to see more videos like this one. Share your opinions in the comments below, but be nice to each other. I'll see you all in the next one.